No, I do not.
Trying to give me a
Okay,
start.
Con.
Israel. All right. Before we start, we're gonna give all praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh, Ba,
Bye.
Shem, Yahweh Shai, Shai.
Wahab, Akodash, the honors apostle knows Ray Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all like Akim. Walk in learning, teaching, truth, and sincerity. Crowd, you got it.
Khan. So the other day at camp, one of the Akim brought out some verses from the book of Ezekiel, chapter 8. So the Spirit was upon me this morning before I went to work to read this whole chapter. It's only 18 verses long. And in the process of reading through it, man, chills literally went down my spine, man. So with that, as Akim, we're going to read through it and we're going to grab precepts and hopefully this video is edifying to those of you who may come across it in the hopeful elect. And I can start. Uh, and first of all, in my Bible that I'm reading out of, this is the King James version of the Bible, the 1611 edition with the Apocrypha, and it has a prelude before the chapter starts, and it reads Ezekiel in a vision of Yahweh at Jerusalem. It showed the image of jealousy, the chambers of imagery, the mourners for Tammuz, the worshippers towards the sun, Yahweh's wrath for their idolatry. So with that, this is Ezekiel chapter 8 and verse 1. And it came to pass in the 6th year, in the 6th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I sat in my house, and the elders of Judah sat before me, that the hand of the Most High Yahweh power fell there upon me. Then I beheld, and lo, a likeness as the appearance of fire, from the appearance of his loins, even downward fire, and from his loins even upward as the appearance of brightness, as the color of amber. And he put forth the form of an hand and took me by a lock of my head, and the Spirit lifted me up between the earth and the heaven, and brought me to the visions of Yahweh, to Jerusalem, to the door of the inner gate that looked toward the north, where was the seat of the image of jealousy, which provoked to jealousy. And kind by us worshiping other gods, we provoke the Most High to jealousy. That's just like because the Most High has likened us onto a woman. That's like if we see our woman laughing and giggling and talking with another man, shit, we gonna get jealous. And this is to back that up. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 2, and it reads, I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. And in the scriptures, whenever you see the daughter of Zion, that's speaking of the whole nation of Israel. When you see the daughters, which is plural, that's speaking of the so-called the nigger woman, which is the so-called Negro, the so-called Latino, and the so-called Native American, as well as the confusion of faces women. So with that, the next Akim can get the next verses starting at verse 4, where I left off at.
Yeah.
This is Ezekiel 4 and
Chapter 8.
8 and 4. And behold the glory of the Lord of Salah. And behold the glory of the power of Israel was there according to the vision that I saw in the plain. Then said he unto me, Son of man, lift up thy eyes now the way towards the north. So I lifted up my eyes the way towards the north, and behold, northward at the gate, an altar of the altar, this image of jealousy in the entry. In the image of jealousy is the image of jealousy are basically the things that make the Most High mad. The thing is all Yahweh Shem Shai, the things that he despises. Those are the image of jealousy. The script that's against the scripture. I'm gonna grab Ezekiel, Exodus real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, and you about to go through it.
Yeah.
Kind of here. This is Exodus 20 and let's start from 5. I'll start from 3. Thus said, thou shalt have Ezekiel 20:3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me, because that's the image of jealousy that was set up back then. The Lord was showing. The Lord was showing Ezekiel the sins of Israel. The image of jealousy was those idols that Israel was setting up. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are setting up complete idols in the sight of Yahweh Shai, thinking He's not going to see.
And I just got something real quick. Wisdom Psalm chapter 14, verse 27. For the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
Yeah.
All right. So going off into heathenism and to worship the idols, that was the beginning of us getting fucked up. That's what got us carried away and put into this punishment and all our past punishments. All right? And He was showing them visions to Ezekiel, and because that's what our people was heavy into right before they got kicked out the land, and that's what they're heading into now. Motherfuckers just want to get high and be all in the sorcery, worshiping Caesar Borgias, a white man, Jesus and God, all right, as they call him. That's why the Most High be eliminating Jake like they ain't shit, because they want to be all into heathenism.
Yeah, kind of, because so like if you can, well, that's the whole reason we ended up in this captivity anyway. All the way back into unto Eve, man. They went unto the different idols of the other nations. They were following after the gods of the other nations, and it's because it says when they clothed themselves with the leaves of the trees, meaning they took upon the philosophies of those other nations. That's what landed us up in this place, because Exodus 20. That law was still, it wasn't like set up through Moses back then, but that they knew that law. That was for them to keep, man. To not set up any gods before Yahweh, because that's why the Lord told them not to eat of the trees of in a certain the tree of good and evil in the garden. Speaking about the other nations, because He didn't want them going off into the other philosophies of those other heathen nations. Verse 4: Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Because they were set in Egypt. They had all these different idols of different, like Horus, Hotep, all these different gods. They're all idols, man. And the Lord told us not to do that. But Jake please. Just let me finish this off real quick, and then cross out and I know.
Okay,
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For the Lord Yahweh shall shine thy power and a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the children and the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So the Lord told them not to do that, man, because He's a jealous power. So what brings jealousy upon Yahweh Shai? Those other gods, man. Those other other nations gods, man. The golden calf, the Tammuz, Molech, all these different other gods. That's the idols of jealousy that pisses Yahweh Shai off, and that's why His hand is stretched out upon Israel still, man, because all these different idols we have set up. And across that,
okay. I just wanted to bring this out real quick, because the brother Malak has said the same people in Ezekiel is the same people that was doing that. It's the same people today. And when I was reading that, I thought the same thing. And this is Daniel's chapter 12 and verse 13. And it reads, "But go thou thy way to the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in the lot at the end of the day." So everybody, right? We're in the end of the days, and everybody that's on the face of the earth right now is back in the same lot. What you was doing back then, you're doing now. And I'm gonna get just one more quick precept to back that up. And this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 9, and it reads, "The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done and there's no new thing under the sun. So the prophets are back prophesying. Even the prophets that are prophesying that's gonna fall out, because even in the book of St. John chapter 6, and I believe it's verse 66 said, it shows how you had the followers of Yahweh Shai that were disciples, but then they discontinued to follow him. So yeah, we back doing the same thing. So the same idol worshippers are here today.
Con.
Yeah, that's it.
Now you got it.
Okay, Con. I got Habakkuk 2 and 18. What profit a graven image that the maker thereof have graven it, and the molding image of a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein to make dumb idols. Woe unto him that saith, will awake to the dumb stone arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver. There is no breath in it at all in the midst of it. But the Most High is in the holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before me. And kind of this scripture speak against these false idols, because our people got it real bad dealing with Caesarea Borgia and that so-called Jesus image, and also that Tammuz, that damn cross. I can't tell you how many houses I go in there. You guys see white Jesus or that fucking cross in their house. That's it. That's my time to read.
I'm still got it.
Okay, Kyle.
Verse back in Ezekiel, because basically we're just showing how all these this is the reason we ended up in this captivity, man. Because all the idolatry and wickedness they're doing in the sight of Yahweh Shai, man. This is what happened, and the Lord was showing it unto Ezekiel, man, because the Lord sees everything Jake does, man. Ain't nothing hidden from the eyes of Yahweh Shai. He sees everything. So everything we do, everything we say, Yahweh Shai sees it. It's either gonna do two things. It's either gonna piss him off or he's gonna have mercy on you, man. And the majority of the nation of Israel is pissing Yahweh Shai off. This is why they get blasted, man. This is we're bringing out the reason why you niggas get torn down the way you do, man.
That's right.
Getting put down because all your wickedness that you've been doing in the eyes of Yahweh Shai, even to this day. You never stop, man. You Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans still doing the same bullshit that was doing in the ancient world, man. This is back in verse 5. Then said he unto me, son of man, lift up thy eyes now towards the north. So I lifted up my eyes, the way towards the north, and behold, toward at northward at the gate of the altar, this image of jealousy in the entrance. And he said furthermore unto me, son of man, seest thou what thou do, what they do, even the great abomination that the house of Israel committeth here, that I should go far off for my sanctuary. So they were doing this in the sanctuary, the house of Yahweh Shai, man. They were doing this in the temple, man. Doing complete wickedness in the temple that King Solomon set up, man. Doing all types of shit, man. Probably commit orgies, because a lot of these different gods, you must to invoke them. You got to do orgies.
Eli's sons was getting in with girls inside the temple.
And that goes back to orgies. There's having orgies inside the temple, man. That's why the Lord smote them. And the Lord smote Eli because he didn't get on his sons about it. Verse 6. And that's what look right here. It says that I should go far off for my sanctuary. They're basically telling the Lord to you gotta go, you gotta leave, you gotta bounce out. This is why you niggas get blasted the way you do, man. This is why you niggas get laid down by the so-called white man, the sword of Yahweh Shai, because you niggas still doing this same shit, man. You rather worship goddamn Caesar Borgia, then Yahweh Shemel Shai. And when Yahweh Shemel Shai is showing it to you, you put him off. You want him to go somewhere else. You want to worship these other gods.
That's right.
But turn ye yet again, and thou shalt see a greater abomination. So not only they were doing this in the temple, man, but the Lord told Ezekiel to turn again. Look again. You go see something even worse than this. Something worse than what they're doing right there. Because the Lord was showing them, man. He was showing them. Well, I'll get it real quick. This is Sirach 23 and 19. I'll start from 18. A man take his break. A man that break his wedlock, saying, thus in his heart, who sees me? I am compassed about with darkness, and virtually breaking wedlock is committing adultery with another man's woman. The walls cover me, and nobody sees me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins. Such a man only fears the eyes of men, and knows not that the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are 10 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret part. So the sun, imagine one sun. The sun scours the whole entire planet, the whole earth. And the Lord's eyes are 10 times, 10, what's it say? 10 times that. 10, you can't hide from that, man. You can't hide from the sun. You can't hide from the sun. The sun is out right now. You can't hide from it. I'm gonna go sit in the corner and try to hide from the sun. The sun is still gonna be out here. So the Lord's eyes are 10 times brighter than that, man. Lord sees everything, man. He sees everything, and this is what the Lord was showing Ezekiel. He's like, all right, this is what I gotta look at, man. This bullshit, man. This fucking wickedness that you niggas is doing, man. In my sanctuary, in the house that King Solomon set up, you niggas is complete abomination, man. The Lord was showing them that through the angel.
I got this real quick. Matthew 27 and 50. Yahushua, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost, and behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom, and the earth did quake, and the rocks rent. So after Yahushua died, and he became the new covenant, the Second Testament, the temple was done away with because there was too much wickedness going on with it. That's why it rent after his death. That was showing the death of the old covenant and the establishment of the new covenant. That's why we don't. That's basically why the temple isn't what determines your salvation. You got to get up and go to Torah. You got to be in the Yahweh Shai and Mashiach determines your salvation. That's why the Lord stopped dealing with it, because all the evil that was going on inside of it. Look how we got it right now.
Okay, Khan, I got Sirach 23 and 17. To a homemonger, he does not leave all until he die. A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness, and the walls cover me. Nobody seeth me. What need I have to fear? The Most High will not remember my sin. Such a man only fear his eyes of men, knowing not that the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and consider the most secret parts.
Yeah. So that's
all it is.
You heard me out?
Go ahead.
That's what Arya just pulled.
Yeah, that one with that Arya something about kind.
Well, you got some crowds, or y'all gonna keep reading on?
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll just keep reading on it. If that's fine. Okay,
Con.
This is verse 7.
7.
And he brought me to the door of the court, and when I looked and behold a hole in the wall, then he said unto me, son of man, which is son of the earth, speaking about Israel, dig now in the wall when I had digged in the wall, behold, a door. And he said unto me, Go in. Behold the wicked abomination that they do here. So I went in and saw and behold behold every what's that?
Form.
Every
Yeah, every form of creeping thing and abominable beast and all the idols of the house of Israel uh what's that? Portrayed upon the wall round about. So they was up in there worshiping fucking dung beetles, fucking
scarabs.
Spiders.
scarabs, spiders. Probably the calf was up in there again. All types of shit, man. That's why the chapter before Ezekiel 7, man, is talking about the Lord is gonna recompense y'all according to all y'all ways.
John, I got something real quick. Jeremiah chapter 44, starting at verse 16. As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of Yahweh Shem Shai, and this is the people responding to Jeremiah. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done. So they said, we're not gonna listen to you. We're gonna do what we want to do. We're gonna worship this image, nigga. That's how we gonna call on Jeremiah. We gonna worship these false gods. That's what our people do. We don't want to fuck. We don't want to listen to. We don't want to hear that Yahweh. We don't want to hear that Yahweh Shai. I was born and raised on Jesus. All I know is Buddha or Marxism, communism. We don't want to hear that other stuff. We and our fathers are kings and our princes in the city of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then we had plenty of vitals and were well and saw no evil. So he was saying, when we worshiping these false gods, we was doing good. All right, when the kings and first and second kings were worshiping the false idols, we was doing good. When we was in Egypt worshiping the false idols, we was doing good. Verse 18, but since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things and have been consumed by the sword and by the famine. And when we burnt incense to the Queen of Heaven and poured out drink offerings unto her, did we make her cakes to worship her and pour out drink offerings unto her without our men? So basically they're saying when we was worshiping the Queen of Heaven, we was doing all right. But now since we back worshiping the Most High, we getting fucked up. So we going to go back to worshiping the Queen of Heaven, these false gods. And you have Jake like that come into the truth. They start catching hell. Man, I was doing better when I was in the Christian church. I was doing better when I was Jehovah's Witness. I was doing better when I was atheist. That's them going back to the Queen of Heaven, which is representative, which they were worshiping the Queen of Heaven, but it's representative for all the other idols. That's why the Most High was showing Ezekiel all the bullshit they was doing. They was in the dark on that bullshit. They would see, they come out, oh, they giving praises to the Most High, all praises. But then when they back in their house, they having an orgy in the name of fucking Bacchus. Which Bacchus was around at that time, but I'm just giving examples. That's a sex god. All right, they lighting incense unto some other god. All right, y'all got it.
The brother had brought out in verse 10. It reads, and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall round about. Now going back, because the brother had brought out Wisdom of Solomon in 14, but those people are cursed, because in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 8, it reads, but that which is made with hands is cursed, as well it as he that made it. He, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God. So brother.
Break it down and keep reading 12.
So those people are cursed whoever made them idols and who were worshiping them. Verse 9. And back in Wisdom of Solomon 14, for the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto the Lord Yahweh. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. So not only is the idol gonna be punished, but also he that made it. And this is bad because verse 11, even the heathen nations gonna get it. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles, such as you Moabites who make Buddha, you Edomites who made Serapis, Jose crystals, y'all gonna get it too. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of Yahweh they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks. They stumbling blocks onto the nation of Israel. Our people stumbling all over the place, worshiping that white devil Edomite Jesus Christ, man. And a snare to the feet
Con,
of the unwise, because our people are unwise. Verse 12, for the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life.
So that's the corruption of life, man. That's where all corruption
That's
comes.
where it began.
Yeah, that's
With Eve in the garden on that bullshit. That's
Yep.
where it
Yep,
began.
that's where it's in if you read 14 and 22 and all the way to 27, it breaks it down, man. It breaks down what comes from wickedness, what comes from idolatry, man. What comes I might as well read this, verse 22. Moreover, this was not enough for them that they erred in the knowledge of Yahweh, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance. So they're warring inside themselves in stupidity, man. And not knowing the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. Verse back in these so great plagues called they peace. So they call plagues peace. For which they slew their children in sacrifices. So this is what they're calling peace, man. They're calling slaying their own kids peace. They're calling that Molech blessing us. Molech is giving us prosperity because we didn't slew our kids. The Lord never told us to fucking slay our kids, man. To go sacrifice your firstborn son on the altar, man. Go chop his head off. Fuck is wrong with you niggas, man? You that's why the scriptures say you love death, man. You niggas love death because if you look, the ways of Yahweh Shai are way more simpler than commit wickedness. But when you commit wickedness, man, you don't catch hell, man. You don't get corrected. But you are gonna be corrected. You just don't know, man. You just don't know what Yahweh Shai has come for you. Verse 23, for which they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but because they're basically doing whatever, man. Being willful, committing adultery, having orgies, having giant goddamn orgies, man. And this is what I was thinking about that today at work, man. This world's so fucked up. In the world, you had us thinking that
That's
orgy,
the height of popularity.
this world's so fucked up, man. This devil has deceived us to think that an orgy is something cool, man. Oh, orgy bitches everywhere. There's lots of bitches. It's just and then it's my homeboy here with me. We out here pounding.
Yeah,
That shit is disgusting, man. This world had us believing that orgy is the height of the coolness, man. That's why the Lord's gonna destroy these idols. This is what comes from idolatry, man. This is what comes from committing these wickedness before the eyes of Yahweh should be outside, man. But either one slew another treacherously or grieved him by adultery, so that there reigned in all men without expectation blood, manslaughter, theft, and what's this word?
Dissimulation.
Dissimulation is basically chaos. If I'm correct, yeah, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, uh, what's that?
Perjury.
Perjury, this quietness of good men for forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kinds, disorder in marriage, adultery, and shamefulness, uncleanliness, for the worship of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. So that's where all evil stems from, man. All evil comes from idolatry, man. That's the beginning of evil, man. That's why we in America right now, because of fucking idolatry, man. Putting on the gods of the other nations, man. That list that King Solomon just left, which is Yao Shai. He just broke it down, man. What comes from fucking idols, man? Killing your own children, evil to your brother, orgies, strange rituals, where you gotta sit there and fucking pray to a demon. You stirring up a pot, praying unto a demon, getting popped in the ass by a so-called white man. All this comes from fucking idolatry, man. That's why we're not supposed to do it. This is why the Lord was so pissed off when he seen them. He showed Ezekiel, like, look at this shit, man. Look at the greater abomination they do upon the wall, man. The Lord was angry, man. That's his jealousy, man. That's the Lord's tipping point, man. The scriptures talk about a rage of a man. When a man's woman is going out committing adultery, that's a vexation, man. You just want to put both of them to death. That's why the Lord kills you niggas by the dozen, man. That's why you niggas is gonna start dropping like flies, man. You niggas gonna start dropping everywhere, man. That's why the Lord is gonna kill you niggas, man. Because that's what stems from following Jesus Christ, man. Goddamn thing, man. Because Jesus Christ is a God that accepts every and anybody, man. He loves to accept anybody. You can be a fucking faggot, you can be an orgist leader, a cult leader, a damn sodomite. You can be anything you want, and Jesus Christ will accept you, man. That ain't so with y'all outside. You want to be a fucking faggot, the Lord gonna put you to death, man. You want to be a goddamn lesbian, the Lord gonna put you to death. You want to worship Caesar Borgia or these different guys, the Lord's gonna put you to death, man. So all you niggas is go start dropping, man. So why Trayvon Martin got dropped. So that nigga got dropped by the cop. That's why you niggas is always in a fucked up situation because you want to follow these goddamn gods, man. And the Lord gonna start killing you niggas more and more. You goddamn dumbass niggas.
I had a preset real quick.
Hold on, we gonna finish up on the chapter.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll finish it up real quick. This I'm at verse 10, right?
Yeah, just finish it, and we all start pulling our precepts.
Okay,
we'll do our 5 hours. Precept.
Okay, this verse 9. And he said unto me, go in and behold the wicked abomination that they do here. So I went in and saw, behold, every form of creeping thing and abominable beast and all the idols of the house of Israel I forgot the word. Portrayed upon the wall round about, and there stood before them 70 men of the ancient of the house of Israel, and in the midst of them stood Jezani, the son of Shaphan.
So it must have been a prominent person. So he's being revealed. He's being shown more idolatry in the nation. And among those that were prominent men, that's supposed to be priests in the temple. That's supposed to be in high regards with the Most High Yahweh and with the people. But what are they doing?
With every man is his censer in his hand, and a thick cloud of incense went up. Then said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancient of the house of Israel do in the dark? Every man is in their chambers of his imagery. For they say the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai seeth not. The Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has forsaken the earth. And he said also unto me, turn thee yet again.
So they were saying the Lord don't see us, going in with that Sirach 23:19. Them just being that coverage to human eyes means that they're good.
I got a preset.
I just got a little more.
Let's just finish real quick.
And thou shalt see a greater abomination that they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north, and behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. Then said he unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abomination than these. And he brought me unto the inner court of the Lord's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men, which were with their backs towards the temple of the Lord, and their face toward the east, and they worshiped the sun towards the east. Then he said unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Is it a light thing to the house of Judah that they commit the abomination which they have committed here? For they have filled the land with violence, and have returned to provoke me to anger. And lo, they put the branch to their nose. Therefore,
that being smoking weed. All right, it's just going into all the bullshit that they do. The abominations, idolatry.
Therefore will I also deal in fury. My eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. And thou shalt and they cry in my ear, and though they cry in my ears with a loud voice, yet will I not hear them. Rasa, you got it.
Going back in all the way back in verse 12, it says, the Lord seeth us not. And it's a precept to that. This is Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 3. And it reads, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. So them niggas thought that they weren't being seen doing their evil, but the Most High Yahweh, he sees everything. And who are the eyes of the Lord? The angels. The angels go back and report everything that we do to the Most High Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. That's it.
John, you got something right now?
No, all I have is just Deuteronomy 4 and 15 about the,
John, bring it out. Bring it out.
Deuteronomy 4 and 15. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourself, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that the Most High spoke unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire, lest ye corrupt yourself and make you graven images in the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air, the likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, and the likeness of any fish that is in the waters and beneath the earth. Lest thou lift up thy eyes unto heaven when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of them, and serve them, which the Lord thy power hath divided unto all the nations under the whole heaven. Because the Most High don't want us worshiping none of this shit. He don't want us worshiping from the stars, the moons, to the lowest part of the ocean. None of this shit we supposed to be taking part in or partaking in. That's one thing Christianity do. Christianity got a lot of similitudes in it. They got Caesarea Borgia in it. Got that damn cross of Taurus. Yeah, and got that damn fish in it.
Yeah.
God, so if you follow that Christian doctrine, you already fucked up because you worshiping 3 idols.
I got this real quick. I don't think nobody grabbed it. This is Sirach chapter 16, verse 17. Say not thou, I will hide myself from the Lord. Shall any remember me from above? I shall not be remembered among so many people. For what is my soul among such an infinite number of creatures? Which is what the dude said there in that chapter. Oh, the Most High, He's not gonna see us. He's not gonna remember us, like it says in Sirach 23. Right, the Most High sees all through His messengers, the angels. And I got one, Psalms 33. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai looketh from heaven. He beholdeth all the sons of men. In the place of his habitation, He looketh upon all the inhabitants of the earth. All right, so there's nothing that can be hid for him. That's why it would behoove you to just do what he says. All right, not to be on that bullshit. All right, there's no advantage to worshiping a false idol. You're gonna die right along with it. I remember I was watching a show. It used to come on, I think A&E, the channel. It was like Fact or Myth or no Myth and Legends, a TV show. And there was an Edomite bitch. She was driving in her car and she had a statue of Caesar on her dashboard. And she got into a car accident and it ended up impaling her and busting through her chest. And the car accident she got into, it wasn't even that bad. She would have survived it. But the little statue she had sitting on her dashboard busted through her chest, and that's what actually killed her.
Caesar gonna kill you, man.
God, if Caesar was dealing with you, Caesar would let his little Caesar statue bust into your chest and kill you in a car accident. That's why we're not supposed to be making images and idols. The Lord has said, you think you're going to worship an inanimate object that doesn't have the power to set itself back up? The wind blows too hard. The Lord will slay you down right along with it. That's why a lot of people are going to die out here. They're going to realize that the Most High Yahweh and His Son Yahushua are the only two entities. All right, and then right before they realize that, the Lord gonna fucking hammer their ass. He gonna let them know what the real is, and then just like you would a cockroach. Like say you see a bug, you stomp that bitch, and you halfway smash his ass. He realized he fucked up now. He like, oh shit, someone tried to kill me. And he like, oh shit, a human. And right when he up that second time, when he's stunned in fear and you smash his ass again, then he dead. That's how the Most High gonna do these niggas. Like dirty cockroaches trying to run. No, you got it. All right.
Grasa, I know you got something.
Oh no.
I have something to talk about. I sent this thing in group chat where a guy was riding a bike with Caesarea Borgia on his back, and he was running and he slammed right into a car. Hey, I just when I was talking about what Malak was talking about what he was talking about, it made me thought of that because it seemed like I got fucked up because he was going at a great speed when he had Caesarea on his back. That's pretty much it. It was funny. I bookmarked it, so I'll show you it later on, Karatazar in camp. When we get to camp, I'll show you it. But the shit was funny as hell.
I got something. It's Hosea 13:7. Therefore I be unto them as a lion, as a leopard by the way will I observe them. I will meet them as a bear that is bereaved of her whelps. Basically, her whelps are taken away from her kids, and a bear, when her kids are taken away, they go insane, man. They will kill anything and everybody in their way. They're not playing, man. That hurts basically the spirit or of the animal, man. They get pissed the fuck off. They're in a whole nother mindset. They're in a rage mode, and they gonna kill and do anything to find their wealth, and will render the what's that?
What? Call of their heart,
and there will I devour them like a lion. The wild beast shall tear them. O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself. But in me is thy help. But Jake don't want it. Jake don't want to help. They don't want the Lord to help him, man. So the Lord's gonna be a lion upon him, man. Like a leopard in a way, creeping, looking at him. Y'all slipping. I'm about to rip y'all straight, and that's why you niggas get torn down the way y'all do, man. That's why you niggas get fucked up the way y'all do, man. Because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not pleased with what y'all do. Because that's why the next chapter, Ezekiel 9, in verse 8, it says I'll start from 7. Well, I'll start from 6. Like utterly old and young, both maid and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. So begin at my house. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. And what did the angel show others what the ancient men were doing, man? What he showing them is doing complete wickedness, man, doing idolatry. And he said unto them, defile the house. And guess who authorized this, man? Guess who did this, man? and the people that the Lord, as you know, as Jesus Christ unctioned this, man. Yahweh Shai unctioned this, man, for the angels to come down and him with them to kill Israel, man. And that's gonna happen again, man. That's gonna happen again in a bigger way. Because when you read up, it tells you, man, who the writer's ecorn, the Lord Yahweh Shai unctioned this, man. He unctioned for you niggas to be put down, man. Because his father unctioned it. And verse 7, and he said unto them, defile the house, and fill the court with the slain, go ye forth. And they went forth and slew in the city, and it came to pass while they were slaying them, I was left. So Ezekiel didn't get touched, that I fell upon my face and cried and said, Ah Lord, Yahweh, by Shem Yahshua power, wilt thou destroy all the residue of Israel in the pouring out of thy fury upon Jerusalem? Because that's how many, it's going to be so many Israelites dying, man. It's going to seem like the Lord is killing all of them. That's how many Israelites is going to be put down. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, it's going to seem like the Lord is killing every single one of y'all, man. That's how bad it's going to get. It's going to be horrible out here, man. It's going to seem like ain't no nigga in sight no more. Because all y'all going to be dead, man. You gonna walk outside, you gonna be seeing niggas just mowed down, like damn.
Like that song.
Yeah.
Because niggas gonna be dead everywhere.
Niggas gonna be laid out, man, because y'all idolatry. All you gotta do is repent, but y'all don't want to. So the Lord is gonna lay y'all down, man. He gonna lay y'all down, man. Y'all gonna know that terror, man. And all you other nations, man, all of y'all. That's all I had.
No, that's it. Somebody call it out.
Cross, you got anything?
Oh no.
I know you got anything.
Okay, Khan, I got some. This is about 2/3 being cut off because 2/3, they don't want to get right, and most high put a spirit on them for them not to get right. But I guess Zechariah 13:18, it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Most High, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but a third shall be left therein, and I will send the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried, and they should call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, this is my people, and they will say, this is the Most High is my power. And y'all refuse to follow. We got a power that actually do miracles, that make credible shit happen, and y'all refuse to follow him. All the world don't even have a power like ours, but y'all want to follow their motherfucking false idol. So when shit come to you, hey, I'm gonna be happy when y'all get destroyed, cause y'all won't follow the motherfucking idols of this world, Buddha, motherfucking Central Boys here, all y'all motherfuckers, Jehovah's Witnesses, fucking Christians, fuck all y'all motherfucking jakes that want to follow these false idols. That's it.
I don't know.
Okay.
That too. Khan and Shalom out Yahweh Shem Yahshua Ba'Shem Rakakwadash to the brother on the common board, the brother Shikam. And that's why Jake gets mowed down, man. This is the that's why Ezekiel 8. Well, when you read Ezekiel 7, 8, and 9, 9 tells
that was the execution for all that bullshit.
Yep.
That's when he was like, okay, I showed you what they gonna do, so now you understand why I'm gonna mow them down.
Yep. Because when you read 7, the Lord says he gonna mow them down.
Ezekiel's like, why?
Yeah.
8, he shows them, and then 9 gets to it.
He start killing them, man, because Jake gotta die, man. They can't get out of that spirit of seizure borgia. These goddamn Buddha. You got niggas that believe in Buddha rather than the Most High, man.
Confucianism.
That's fucking crazy.
Confucius and shit.
These niggas out there sitting there, a fat mole bite sitting believing in the worship and the motherfucker like this, man. Niggas can't even see, man. Got down, but they don't want to worship the power of heaven, man. That's why they gonna be mowed down. That's why they gonna die. That's why when Apostle Star said, but the Lord is gonna kill and he's gonna kill, and he's gonna kill, and he's not gonna stop, man.
I said it again in another video.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, kind of. Look, the Lord ain't gonna stop when he start killing you Israelites, and especially you scoffers, man.
That's why it's gonna be considered the end of the world. Right? People don't think it's the literal end of the world because all what's going on.
God, because it's gonna be great, man. Be a great slaughter of you niggas and you heathens, man. And we don't praise Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. We're gonna say Yahweh Yahweh Shem Yahushua Hashem Rakak Wadash, man. All praises to Yahweh, man. We're gonna scream it in that day, man. Because all the prophets we don't moan over you niggas in Venezuela, man. We rejoice at that, man. Because you Venezuelans are Israelites and y'all deserve that shit, man. You're over there worshiping Mother Mary and you still calling on Jesus. And Jesus ain't nowhere to be found, man. He ain't nowhere to be found. Y'all keep calling Jesus, Jesus. But, man, y'all gonna realize Jesus ain't nowhere to be found, man. Jesus is the one with the AK standing at your door about to blow your brains out. But,
God, that's it.
God, close it off.
With that, we're gonna give all praises to Yahweh.
Shem, Yahushai.
Wahar Chachodash, the waters to the apostles, that was a great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all elect Akim, walk and learning, teaching truth and sincerity. I hope this is an edifying lesson. All right, and don't be on no idolatry. We all know the punishments and the judgments that come after it. All right, so only worship Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. That's all that there is. That's the creator of all existence. All right, so with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.